Welcome back to the channel. My name is Dwayne. I got a video for that Kimble, United States Army veteran and retired VA rating specialist. Did you know the federal student aid has put a pause on processing student loan discharges for veterans that are 100% permanent in total? In today's video, I am going to take you to their website and share some valuable information that you, the veteran, needs to know. Let's go ahead and get into it. Before I get into today's video, make sure you click the link in the description section and get signed up for our monthly veteran membership. For the month of March, we are offering 50% off for the first month, but you have to type in the code KMD50, Kilo Mike Delta 50. Also, make sure you hit that like, subscribe, and notification button. So I was talking to my compadre, David Piatak, over at VA Housing Education, and he mentioned, Dwayne, did you know the federal student aid has put a pause on processing discharges for veteran student loans? And I was like, no. So as I dug into it a little bit deeper and did more research on other social media platforms, there are individuals saying that, hey, they scrapped this entire program. Now, when I share with you the information on the website, I did not see that. Okay. So we have to understand that first. Another thing I want you to understand before I take it to the website is this is a benefit for veterans outside of the VA. Okay. So when I rate it, I didn't have anything to do with discharges. So this video, I'm only sharing information. If you need to know more, I am going to give you the contact information for the federal student aid, and you must reach out to them so they can answer your questions. Okay. So let's go ahead and go to their website. Okay. So here, this is the federal student aid website. Now I'm going to put this link in the description section, and it is disabilitydischarge.com. But I'm going to show you some other information on their website as well. So here it says disabilitydischarge.com is no longer in service. Okay. That could be kind of misleading because it says alert. There will be a pause in the processing of discharges for total and permanent disability. The VA, we call it permanent and total, beginning December 20th, 2024. I didn't know that this even happened back in December. It was just brought to my attention just a few days ago. Now they're saying they're going to update, streamline their systems for a better user experience. Okay. But it also states you can continue to submit your forms during this pause. Okay. So this debunks some of the information that's being put out there by individuals saying that they're scrapping this entire program. Now, I don't know how long this pause is going to last. It says finalized until the update is complete in spring 2025. So spring 2025, it could go longer, could go less. Who knows? We're already in March. Okay. So time will tell. But nothing that I saw here and what I'm going to show you going forward states that they are scrapping the program. All right. Let's keep going. We're going to go to the next website. Okay, so here, this is the studentaid.gov. Okay, studentaid.gov, and total and permanent disability discharge. And they saying it backwards. When I was at the VA, we always called it permanent and total, but either way, it's the same. Okay, and I'm going to put this link in the description section as well, because this is some really good information. Okay. I get asked about this and I'm like, look, this is not under the VA. The VA does not discharge your student loans. They just grant the permanent and total. And this is a benefit that you can get outside. Okay. So at the top, it says alert. And we just saw that information on the previous uh, site that I just showed you. The last paragraph that's highlighted, the background that's highlighted in yellow, if you submit a form after January 24th, 2025, which we're already there, but before processing resumes, your account won't automatically be placed in a forbearance. We recommend you call your servicer to request a forbearance until processing is complete. Okay. So they're telling you you have to reach out to your processor. But again, if you have questions about this, you have to give these individuals a call. And on the next site, I am going to give you their contact information. Okay. Now it goes on to say if you are totally and permanent disabled, I'm getting tongue tied because I'm used to saying permanent and total. Okay. You may, keyword may, qualify for a discharge of your federal student loan and or teacher education assistance for college and higher education grant service obligation. If you get a TPD discharge, you won't have to repay the following loan types. So here's some good information. They're giving you the different loans. If you take these loans out and you qualify, you may not have to repay them. Keyword may. Again, you got to call them and ask them whatever questions that you have. Because if you ask me a question about this program in the comment section, I'm going to tell you, you need to contact disabilitydischarge.com. This is a benefit outside of the VA. Okay. So I'm not going to go through those particular loans, but you see them there. Okay. Now, more good information. How to qualify. Okay. Look at the top, the U.S. Department of Veterans Affairs. So what they're saying there for the VA, if you are service connected, Chapter 35, that's what you're going to see in the rating decision. Chapter 35 means you are permanent and totally disabled in the eyes of the VA. I don't know about Social Security Administration or authorized medical professionals. Again, if you meet that or feel that you qualify under SSA or authorized medical professional, contact them and ask them your questions. Okay. Automatic discharge. We work with the VA and SSA to identify people who qualify for TPD discharge. Now, years ago, back when I first started at the VA, you had to submit an application. Okay. You had to submit an application and they would send you a tax form. I can't remember what the name of that tax form was. I don't think it was a 1099 or 1098. It could have been. I can't remember. And then they said you have to report that as income on your upcoming taxes. Now they no longer do it. Again, if you call them, ask them that question to verify because they would be the best ones to answer that. Okay, so VA documentation. Man, some really good information. If you're a veteran, you can qualify for a TPD discharge by providing documentation from VA that shows you have received a disability determination because you have one or more service-connected disabilities that are 100% disabling or are totally disabled based on an individual employability rating. That is so important. So the first one now says or. So you don't need both, but or. The first one, they're saying you're 100% permanent total. Okay. And the other one is you're 100% individual unemployability. Now, yeah, total disabled based on individual unemployability. Now, that's tricky because you can have individual unemployability, but not be totally disabled. Okay. So, in that rating decision, when they grant you IU, individual unemployability, they either have to assign a routine future exam for a condition that they grant the IU for, but they don't believe that it's permanent. They believe that it's going to improve. If not, they will grant you Chapter 35, which is what? Permanent and total. Because if you submit that IU, individual employability, to disabilitydischarge.com and you have a routine future exam, an RFE, and it doesn't say totally disabled, they could kick it back or deny it. If you don't know what an RFE is, don't worry about it. That's the name. I got a video for that. I have a video explaining RFEs. Okay, let's keep going. How do you apply? Okay, complete a TPD discharge application. You can find that here on the website. Attach supporting documentation of your eligibility for discharge. So I just showed you the information for the VA. Now, Social Security, medical professionals, you got to call them and ask them what documentations do you need to send in with your application. Okay, send your application and documentation to NailNet, the TPD Discharge Servicer. Okay, all right. So have a representative apply for you after you apply. After your application is received, NailNet would explain the process for the review of your application. You won't have to make any payments on your loans while your discharge application is being reviewed. Okay. So just make sure you keep up to date with that. And if you went through this before with the Federal Student Aid Disability Discharge.com, leave me a comment and let me know how long did it take? Okay. How long did it take for them to discharge your student loan? If you are comfortable with sharing that information. Okay. If your TPD discharge is approved, once your discharge is approved, NailNet will let you know what your loans and or teach grant service obligation have been discharged. Now, when you get this information saying that you've been approved, put it in your VA claims folder, keep it, make a copy, make multiple copies. Okay. So if your servicer says, oh, well, you still owe this money, you have information, evidence showing that that student loan has been discharged. Now, here's something that's key. Here's something that's key. Make sure when you call this 800 number, ask them, say, hey, I was 100% permanent in total, whether it be IU or just 100% permanent total, over a year ago. But I was paying on my student loans. Can I get reimbursed for that? And if so, how? Ask them. Okay. Because I've heard veterans in that particular situation where they got retro pay back up to a year or to the date they were 100% permanent total. Again, this is something outside of the VA. Make sure you call this 800 number and ask them these valuable questions. Okay. So this is the third website. It's the same website, just different parts of it. Okay. So total and permanent disability discharge and veterans disability discharge. This is the contact information. Okay. They have the phone number here, 888-303-7818. They even give you the office hours, email, disabilitydischarge.com. Go to that website. Okay. I'm on the federal student aid, but it looks like they're working hand in hand. This oversight, I'm sorry, for overnight delivery, U.S. Department of Education. I should have had my glasses on. I said for oversight. Okay. But overnight delivery, U.S. Department of Education, Lincoln, Nebraska. That's their information if you want to overnight it, but they have a different mailing address, a P.O. box, if you just want to put it in the mail. Okay. So that was a lot of information, but there's something that I want you to remember, and this is key. This is a benefit outside of the VA. So if you ask me, Dwayne, what about this? I'm going to tell you, you have to call them. I'm providing the links for you in the description section. I showed you their phone number. You have to contact them with all of your questions. Okay. With that being said, make sure you like, subscribe, hit that notification button. As always, share this video with your fellow veterans. Thank you.